Welcome back to EtherLink AI Insights. I'm Alex, and I'm here with Sam today to dive into one of the most fascinating shifts happening in enterprise AI right now. We're talking about AI agents and multi-agent systems, and specifically how organizations are moving toward what we might call enterprise orchestration in 2026. This isn't just about having a chatbot anymore, right?
Exactly, Alex. The transformation is dramatic. We've gone from experimental chatbots handling customer questions to sophisticated systems that actually orchestrate complex workflows across entire organizations. What's striking is that the question in boardrooms has fundamentally changed. It's no longer, can AI help us? But how do we coordinate multiple AI agents working together seamlessly? That's a huge mindset shift.
And the data backs that up. I saw in the research that 73% of organizations are actively exploring multi-agent implementations. That's not a niche. That's mainstream. But before we get into the orchestration part, let's ground ourselves. What exactly is an AI agent, and how is it different from the chatbots people already interact with?
Great question. An AI agent is fundamentally autonomous. It perceives its environment, makes decisions based on defined objectives, and takes action to achieve those goals, without needing explicit human instruction for every single step. A traditional chatbot? It waits for you to ask a question and then responds. An agent is different. It can initiate action, prioritize tasks, and adapt its strategy on the fly.
Give me a concrete example so listeners really get the distinction.
Perfect. Imagine asking a chatbot, "What is our Q3 revenue?" It gives you a number. Done. Now imagine an AI agent monitoring the same revenue dashboards continuously. It doesn't wait for the question. It flags it when metrics fall below threshold, initiates analysis of why, recommends corrective strategies, all autonomously. That's the leap from reactivity to agency.
That's a really helpful distinction. So we're seeing this evolution happen in phases, right? Let's walk through them, because understanding the progression helps explain where we are now and where we're heading in 2026.
Absolutely. Phase 1, roughly 2023 to 2024, was single-agent productivity. Individual AI assistants handling specific tasks, email triage, document summarization, customer support responses. Think of them as specialized workers doing one job really well, independently. Phase 2, 2024 to 2025, introduced multi-agent coordination. Now, multiple specialized agents start talking to each other. One agent's output becomes another's input.
And we're moving into phase 3 now, the orchestration piece. That's where things get really interesting from an enterprise perspective.
Yes, Phase 3 is enterprise orchestration, starting in 2025 and really scaling through 2026. This is where a control plane manages dozens of specialized agents across departments, automatically routing work, resolving conflicts, optimizing resource allocation. It's not just agents talking to agents anymore. There's intelligent coordination happening at scale. And the McKinsey data is telling 68% of enterprises have already moved beyond single-use cases to multi-agent deployments.
That rapid adoption rate is striking. Let me ask you this, and I think our listeners are probably wondering the same thing. What does a multi-agent system actually look like in practice? Can you walk us through a real example?
Sure. Take a financial services organization. They deploy a compliance agent that monitors regulatory requirements and flags risky activities. A risk agent evaluates portfolio exposures and market conditions. A trading agent executes trades based on market signals. A communication agent updates clients and generates reporting. Now here's the key. All of these agents are orchestrated by something called a control plane.
The control plane being the traffic controller, essentially.
Exactly. It manages communication between agents, routes tasks, resolves conflicts. So if the trading agent wants to execute a large trade, the compliance agent can flag a regulatory issue, the risk agent can say, "No, exposure is already too high," and the control plane coordinates all of that instantly. The communication agent gets notified, the client gets updated. Without orchestration, you'd have agents working at cross purposes. With it, you get holistic decision-making that balances competing objectives.
That's incredibly powerful when you think about it. In a traditional organization, that kind of coordination would require meetings, emails, manual sign-offs. An orchestrated multi-agent system does it in milliseconds. But I imagine there are challenges to actually implementing this at enterprise scale?
Without question. The control plane is critical infrastructure. It's what separates enterprise-grade AI deployments from fragmented point solutions. You can't just deploy agents and hope they play nicely together. You need intelligent orchestration, clear communication protocols, governance frameworks. The technical debt alone is real if you get this wrong.
Let's talk about the business case then. Why are organizations investing heavily in this? What's the ROI proposition?
Multiple dimensions. First, efficiency. Manual workflows that take hours can be handled by agent systems in minutes or seconds. Second, consistency. Agents don't get tired or make emotional decisions. They apply rules consistently across thousands of transactions. Third, scalability. You can deploy new agents and integrate them into existing systems without rebuilding everything. And fourth, insight. You get real-time visibility into complex processes that would be opaque otherwise.
Those are tangible benefits that CFOs care about. But I'm curious. We mentioned AI video creation tools and media generation as keywords for this episode. How do AI agents play into creative workflows like that?
Great connection. This is an emerging use case. Imagine a marketing department. One agent analyzes campaign data and identifies what type of video content would perform best. Another agent scripts that video based on brand guidelines. A third generates the visual content using AI video tools. A fourth optimizes it for different platforms: TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. A fifth schedules distribution and monitors performance. Without orchestration, you'd have a fragmented workflow. With it, you have an end-to-end creative pipeline running autonomously.
That's a really compelling example because it shows how AI agents are enabling new levels of productivity even in creative domains. So for enterprises looking to implement this, what should they be thinking about right now in early 2026?
Start with clear objectives. Don't deploy agents for the sake of it. Identify processes where orchestration delivers measurable value, efficiency gains, cost reduction, quality improvement. Second, audit your data and systems. Multi-agent orchestration depends on clean data and integration architecture. Third, build governance. Define how agents make decisions, what human oversight looks like, how conflicts get resolved. And fourth, start smaller rather than larger. Prove the model with one orchestrated workflow before scaling enterprise-wide.
That's practical advice. The governance piece especially feels important. Organizations need guardrails around autonomous systems making decisions.
Absolutely. You want agents to be autonomous within their domain, but you need human oversight of critical decisions. The control plane should make it possible to audit agent decisions, override when necessary, and continuously improve the decision logic. It's not about removing human judgment. It's about augmenting it with AI speed and consistency.
This is genuinely transformative stuff. As we wrap up, what would you say is the biggest opportunity enterprises are missing right now?
Thinking big enough. Most organizations are still optimizing single departments or functions. The real value is in breaking silos, orchestrating agents across sales, marketing, operations, finance. That's where you get exponential returns. The organizations that crack enterprise-wide orchestration in 2026 will have a significant competitive advantage.
That's a great note to end on. We've covered a lot of ground here: the evolution of AI agents, how multi-agent systems work, the role of orchestration, and practical implementation advice. If you want to dive deeper into all of this, including case studies, ROI metrics, and more technical details, head over to etherlink AI and find the full article. Thanks for listening to EtherLink AI Insights. Sam, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Alex. Great conversation. Looking forward to seeing how many enterprises make this orchestration leap in 2026.